0. Right. I'm now live on Facebook. I'm talking to Elliot Pfebve. Elliot Pfebve, how are you?
Thank you. Good evening, Dereck.
Good evening. Elliot Pfebve is the author of Zimbabwe, My Home, My Frustration, Articles of Defiance. Now, he wrote this book to express his displeasure at what was happening in Zimbabwe. So we've looked at chapter 1 in the past, and now today we want to look at chapter 2. And Elliot, obviously, he wants you to buy the book. So it's on Amazon, and so we're not going to talk about everything in chapter 2, but a rundown of just what is in chapter 2 is the following. So he talks about growing up in an African context, in which he talks about a very competitive childhood, in which you used to box a lot, but according to the book, you didn't want to get too much involved. You just like to watch. So, and you used to talk about Muhammad Ali, but most of you didn't really understand who Muhammad Ali was. In terms of football, you emulated George Shire and Pele. You were not allowed to do cattle heading. You're not allowed to join the big boys. And there was a rainy day when you got lost and got into trouble. You also talk about the keeps which were places that were reserved for people to stay in there during the war. You also talk briefly about your experience of the war as a young boy.
Indeed, yes.
You talk about going to school and the fact that there was a requirement that if you could not physically touch your ears around your touch your left ear with your right hand like this, and I had the same experience. You could not go to grade 1. Besides, I think it was too far for young people to go to Hollywood on Facebook. I'm talking to Elliot Pfebve. I'm doing an interview here. So we are speaking on Skype, but at the same time, we are recording the Skype interview, and I'm also on Facebook, so people can see the process of how we're doing this. You talk about going to school with 14 to 35-year-olds.
And also, Dereck was there. I've got quite a lot of viewers on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I just want to
acknowledge them.
Greet them to say, yes, we are actually analyzing and evaluating this book. So at the moment, Dereck is interviewing me about chapter 2. So yes, once it's summarized, then I will be speaking directly to you viewers. Thank you very much. Dereck, continue.
Okay, so you then move on. You move to Harare, and while in Harare in high school, you also I want you to touch on the schools, the state of the rural schools. The fact that you went past the school several times because you didn't realize it was a school because of the state that it was in. Okay? And so you become president of the school magazine while in Harare. And then you start to see racial discrimination in Group A schools. I went to a Group A school as well. You become student representative for Heal the Hoons campaign, a civic group which was fighting apartheid in South Africa. And then you touch on the 91 to 92 drought, and that is when you really see what kind of government we have. And then you finish off by talking about a little bit of your involvement in ZANU-PF and finally the MDC. So, I think your Skype is frozen there. Hello? Okay, I think his Skype has actually gone off, so I'm just going to call him again. This is the good thing about having Facebook Live as well as this Skype. Mr. Member, how are you on Facebook? So I'm just going to call Elliot again on Skype so that we can resume. I'm sure he heard everything that I've said up to the end. So for those who are joining me now, we are going through Elliot Pfebve's book, Zimbabwe, My Home, My Frustration, Articles of Defiance. And I'm just trying to call Mr. Elliot now on Skype, but it's apparently busy. So let's retry. Okay, we're waiting for Mr. Pfebve to come back on the Skype call. Okay, welcome back if you have just joined me again. On a Skype call with Elliot Pfebve, we're talking about his book, Zimbabwe, My Home, My Frustration, which is on Amazon. But we're just going to go through chapter 2. We've done chapter 1 in the past. There's a video on chapter 1, and this is chapter 2. He's going to explain the process that he went through. And Elliot has experienced some technical difficulties at his end, so I'm going to drop this for a few minutes. Once the technical problems are sorted, I'll be back